Get excited. Woo! Here we do it. Let's go. Let's go.
Is there still a box left?
Oh, of course.
Okay, good.
We're not changing anything up for them.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to simplify you know what? Let me actually get
We're
my
doing
notebook.
there. Let's do it in here. Let's just do it in here.
Easier if I have
Yeah.
my notebook.
And we can put it up on the. Why don't we put it up on the board?
It's a small question.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right. Can you get it? Okay, then you have to think. You're gonna have to think. You have to think music. Oh, we are off a little bit. I'm gonna adjust that screen. You guys don't have to be so quiet. You can be usual. Go ahead, speak to me, Andy, while I adjust this.
If I were to know, if I was trying to find the side with the variable.
Yeah.
If I were to know if I was something else, simplifying fractions, you can do it by like a 0.5. Could you?
Simplify by a 0.5?
Yeah, because then I got 20, 15, then because you know.
So
10
what
and
did you
7.5.
originally get?
10 and 7.5.
Okay, so do you have a calc here? Ready? Not that you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, but because it's a funky decimal, type it in, and then hit math 1. You want to put that one up?
No, I want to put that of this one's.
Yeah.
I didn't
Go ahead and put
understand
the. Is it a word problem?
Yeah, 17 and 18.
Put the picture. Put a photo up, a small and a large, and mark the sides 3 by 5 and 8.5 by 11. If you don't know where to mark them, just put that measurement above.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, hon. Yeah, quick as lightning, please.
So then
All right. So what'd you get? Come
I
here.
got the same thing, but in the future, you couldn't divide by a decimal, could you?
You can. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it because it's the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. So yeah, you're good to go. It just may not be easy to see that all the time, so I want you to know where you can go. You know what I'm saying?
3 by 5 here.
Yeah, why don't you put it in, let's make, yeah, put your 3 by 5 there, and then let's make the other picture smaller. Or no, let's make that one, is that the tiny one? Make that one tiny. Make that one tiny. Just make the box look smaller. Does anybody else have a word problem or a short one they want to put up? They're welcome to. If we have 2 of them, we're good to go. Not any more than that, though, guys. Is that lighting okay for you guys?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Thanks.
Did you see what my kids got me? You guys, my students, my lovelies. Did you see what my own kids got me? Hi, Mary. And we're good to go for a second hour. They said that like what will happen is they'll just kind of be dismantling as everybody comes in, and I'm fine with that if you guys are. Okay, good. I had to because the other one's too noisy. I brought another one just in case. I suspected it might be, so I brought another sweater. So yes, I did change out. Wardrobe change we had to do. Abdil, what was the question on this one? What do they want?
I think they want the largest dimension of the large.
Wait, if you it's cleared on the 3 by 5 card. Find the draw and 11. What are the dimensions of the largest complete English that you can make? Okay, so you don't know this and you don't know this. So you gotta make sure. Okay, so they want to know what's the largest. What did they say?
Largest. What are the dimensions of the largest complete Martian we can
It's
go?
going to be a tricky question. Let's go back here. Look here. Look what they did here. Look what they did here. What they're doing here is they're saying that you've got a 16 by 12 video screen, okay, and they want you to stretch it. So they put 16. They put 6 over 16, okay, because that's the polygon that the paper that they're working with for her. And then they put, see the numbers here, 6 by 4.
Yeah.
So they put the 6-inch wide over the 16-inch wide, and then they put the 4 over what they don't know because they don't know what the dimensions are. So then they cross multiply. And then they're going to go ahead and say that the biggest thing it can be is 10 and 2/3. So what you're going to get here,
This one.
okay, and then let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. And then what are you going to do?
Cross multiply.
Grab the calculator. Hey guys, can whoever put that one up there, can you tell me what are we just finding variables on that one? Okay. Yes. Now if I want to do this for the other dimension, what am I doing? Do the same game but play here.
So 5.
To what?
To 11.
You want to do 11? Okay, I'm with you. Wait, we just found X. We just found that one. So hold on.
Yeah. So 6.6.
See how we went 3 to X and then 5 to 11?
So it's
And so that gave us this. So now if I want to make one, if I don't know, that's the biggest it can be. If I don't know the other setup, what am I going to do? See how you went 3 to X, 5 to 11? Let's carry it with these guys because maybe I can give suggestions. Good start. Morning, everybody. Morning. Thank you. Do you have what you need from me or not? Did your mom get that email? Perfect. What I need from you is, as usual, notes out, homework out. Did you guys see the little thing my kids got me? Did you see what they got me? There will be no dancing, but I had to point that out. Yeah, that was cute, wasn't it? All right, get your stuff out. Are you sleepy? Yeah. Box logic. Get it out. Let's go. Maybe dated for you. Maybe too dated for you. Are you ready? Do I give clues or not? Should I give some clues? It is. Did you guys hear that? Louder, people, louder. Tina Turner. Box logic is Tina Turner. Is she a favorite of yours? The answer would be yes. The answer is yes, because she's a favorite of mine. All right, let's get homework down. Can you do me a favor? After you get done writing this, people, this is hanging out empty, ready to go. Do we have any takers on that? You may bring a partner up. Any takers? I'm not going to do it from scratch. You know how I go. Okay? Here's the deal. I'm walking and checking homework in. You guys need to find somebody to go up with you and not do it all. Maybe just do one of them. Okay? Maybe just do one of them. Felicia, good morning. Timeliness is key. And again, boys, just do as much as, give a starting point. Like maybe just do Abdil and Kofi. Can you just do like X? Just do one of them. Yeah. If you got questions, ask neighbors while I'm walking and talking. All right, guys, what do we got? Homework, yes or no? That's all right. Don't panic about that. It's no big deal. I need to walk this way. Girls, morning. Thank you. Kurt, are you freezing?
No,
It is warm and puffy. What do you got for me? Make sure you increase that workload, okay? John? Merciful heavens, John, how can you squeeze it all in that small spot? Oh, upside down for your inspiration. You too. I need work on those people. What do you got, boys? Don't lose track. Don't get too sloppy on me. Thank you. Thank you. Look, you match. Oh, and we match. Good. Coordination level there. There you go. What do you have, girls? The other day. Let's get it. Yep, let's go for it. Right around there. Thank you. I saw you guys. Lath, you got what's going on here? You got what you need? We were on the proportions. Is that the other day or is that the day before? Okay, so I'll get that one down. That's all right. If you've got the other one, if you find it, show it to me. What do you got? Thank you. Morning, boys. Mister, you're shortchanging me on work. You too, buddy. All right, thank you guys. Nice job on effort for that homework. Just a little, I think you know what I'm going to say, especially with all these proportions. What do we need to push a little bit with our homework? Draw a picture would be perfect. What else do we need to push?
More work.
Thank you. Say that louder. Yeah, I want everybody to hear that. We need to make sure, and I know that some of you talked about this yesterday when the proportions and the ratio were small. I know that you said, hey, can I just do it in my head? And remember, you know, if it's a quick, fast one like a 2-to-1, I'm okay with that. But some of these are not that quick and fast. I really need you guys to communicate to me what your process is. And if this is a quiz and a test, think about your assessment. If I'm looking at a piece of paper and all I see is an answer, I can't give you any points for your process. All right, so I need you to communicate what you're doing there with work. Even if you feel it's easy, I need to see the work because that's the goal. I'm not just testing the fundamental now, we're going further on that. So I need to see that communication going on. So let's see if we've got it up here. We've got 2 going on here, both a little bit different. Can we start with 15? All right, take a look here. If you did not get this, if you're the one that put this up here, just let's process a little bit. Match it with your work, and let's see if we've got this set up correctly. Take a look at what they did. Let me focus too on their work a little bit. Okay, let's chat. Let's go through what we see, if we can get this out as far as order. Yesterday, when we did proportions on a couple screens, I constantly said, and you watched me do this, and you watched me do this, and you watched me do this. What am I worried about? Order. I'm worried about order. And if you don't organize it consistently from the left side to the right side, you're going to have an issue. It may look nice, it may work, quote unquote, for you, it may get a number, but it may not fit the problem if your order's off. So let's take a look here. Boys, tell me what's going on here. Why did you write this? Abdil?
Because the left one is the big one and the right one is the small one.
Okay, so he's setting up his order, if you will, right off the bat. Numerator 8, denominator 6. Kofi, what's going on here? Why is that coming up? Okay, use the right vocab. Thank you for that, sir. 4/3 is a reduction. Okay, so we're reducing. If you're doing it by hand, by head, I'm okay with that. Good for you. If you're worried and doing the calculator, where do we go? Math 1 on the calculator if you want to. Okay, and I'm okay with that because that's just moving our process along. All right, I believe, boys, correct me if I'm wrong, is this a Z? Okay, so I need somebody other than did it. Somebody that other than put this up here. Talk to me now about what's happening right here. Anybody? Hands up if you know, if you can see. Gab.
They cross multiply.
Yep.
So it's 30 and 4Z.
Mm-hmm. And then these numbers are tiny. I don't know if you can see this. Let me make this bigger for you. What they're seeing next, if you don't see it, is this. So everyone look. Somebody's going to jump off of Gabby's statement, okay? And then what you may not see is them doing that. I'm not going to use a word because you are. And they also have done this movement. And up here they squeezed that, number 15, and the denominator number 2. Numerator 15, denominator 2. Hands up. What's going on here? Maddie.
They're being reduced, but you don't want a decimal, and you just leave it as the fraction.
Okay, so what you're seeing them is just stopping. And actually, you know what, let's piggyback off that comment. We try to avoid a decimal if it goes on forever, but if it's a stopper, if it's a terminating decimal, it stops. So in other words, if I kept going, it'd be 7.5000000000. If you get that, I'm okay with that kind of decimal. Does that clear? Well, because I know we talked about that yesterday, what was workable and what was not. Decimals, as long as they terminate, are acceptable.
Not like
That's
the
right.
word completely escaped me. When it's a decimal, but then it's a repeating decimal,
Mhm.
where it's just one number,
Mhm.
is that acceptable?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and today, as we cruise here, you're going to realize that when we do our ratios today, we're going to kind of push that rule that Maddie just brought up a little bit. We're going to use that a little bit differently, so that, not to confuse you, but just to see that it's out there in a little different way. Any questions on either of these two? Good job. All right, let's cruise. All right, everybody got the homework down? Okay, changing screens, let's do it. What I need from you now as we get started, and let's do this efficiently here, I'll help out. I'm going to need each pod needs a tape measure, okay? And I need also protractors. So if you can grab and pass, please, that would be helpful. Each group, one. If we run short, I have other tools of measurement here. Also going to pass out the protractors, so everybody grab one unless you've got one on your own. Grab and pass back, please. And again, I know that you guys love things that are different in your hands, but don't get distracted and play with it, please. Oh, that one too. Grab and pass. Give me extras if you've got them. Throw them right in there. Same thing with worksheets, please. Grab and pass. Extras keep going in towards the center. And just hold on to these, and again, try not to fiddle with the tools, so I don't want you losing track. If we need more, just let me know. Okay, so just let's put our stuff to the side a second, and I'll let you know how we're going to use that. I know the pictures are a little intriguing, just be patient. We got to get our targets out of the way so that you understand where we're going today. We're still going to, yeah, Kels. Sure, I'll grab them.
No,
The worksheets you need?
Oh, the regular.
We have a lot of extras.
Okay, pass them up. Thank you, guys. We've got to get the targets out of the way for today because it is specific, but yet a very immediate transfer from yesterday's lesson. So I need hands up or just shout out at me. Yesterday and the day before, the big target was proportions as well as ratios. Okay, we're going to continue that today. How do we use our proportions? What do we do with them? Why do we need them? Silence is not golden right now. What do we do with our proportions? Thanks, Felicia.
We like compare them for the two similar shapes.
Okay, we compare them for two similar shapes. So that means we probably need something, right? Okay, when we need something, what do we do with our proportion? We cross multiply. Thank you, Abdil. All right, same game is going to happen today. It might feel a little bit easier today because we're gonna hone in our focus on one kind of thing. All right. So take a look at these targets here. Target 1. Please feel free to write these down. You know how the routine goes. Target 1. You can set up a proportion and solve it. Target 2, identify and apply the new thing today, the golden ratio. And I'm guessing some of you know that. Head shakes, yes or no? Just head shakes. Some of you, yes or no? Head shakes in the center, yes or no? You heard of it? Head shakes in the left, yes or no? Okay. All right, we got a lot of no's, straggling yeses. We'll see if those guys can help us out and see what they know. So what we're leading into has a lot to do with this quote. The course of good, or the good, of course, is always beautiful, and the beautiful never lacks proportion. So we're going to see how all of a sudden now are we talking about beauty when we're dealing with mathematics. For me, that's a no-brainer, but for you, it may not be. All right, before we jump, we're going to have to use proportions to do this. So quick as lightning, remember what we did yesterday with these? Okay, I need volunteers. I want you to use these values. Let's make this a little bigger over here. It's tiny for you, I apologize. There's the proportion we're starting out. There are your letters of choice. I need this rewritten in not that order. Who's up? I need 1. Sliding one of the letters in. So I want to write it in a different order. Haley, you're up. You want to do 1, 2 more? What do you want? Do 2 letters. Do 2 letters. Go up and slide them. Grab and slide. Remember, it's a light touch, not a heavy one. Oh, well, there we go. Look at that. Hang on. Let me help you out. I'm going to lock this for you. Now try the letter. Not working? Where do you want it to go? I'll put it there. Where do you want it to go? Top left, top right?
B over A.
You want B over A. Okay, so we're going to put B here. Where did you want here?
A.
Okay. All right, so now we have to follow her lead. I need another person. Let's roll. Maddie? You want to try and move it, or you want me to do it? Try it. See what happens. We'll adjust if need. Okay, I'm not going to say, I don't want you voting right now. I want everyone checking now. How do we check? How do we check? Felicia? We cross multiply. Everybody check the cross multiplication in the original. Check the cross multiplication in the girls' new version. Hands up, do you agree? Hands up, do you agree? Thank you. Thank you for the head shakes, but I need the hands. Okay, yes. Let's do a different version, completely different version. You can bank off of the original, you can bank off the left. Who's up? John. You know what, John, can you hold on a second? I'm going to lock this one in place because we may have the same thing happen.
All right.
You're on.
Just do all of them, or?
Go for it. You're there. Let's move. Lighter touch, yep. Mm-hmm. I'll get it. Go ahead. I know what you're doing. And we're off. Way to go. All right. You know the rule. Check, 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 check. Hands up if you agree. Ooh. Oh. Now, are you not voting because you didn't hear me, or do you think we need to change? We need to change. Okay, so let's take a look here. If this matches, if this proportion is matching this one, and ratio left equals ratio right, we have no numbers to check. And this is what I'm checking is order. This either flipped or your proportion spun. Either way, when you cross multiply, we're good to go. Kelsey?
Wouldn't it be A over B?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Bless you.
Wouldn't it be A over B?
So you want to take this one and flip-flop it around as a reciprocal? Everyone check her work, please. I'm not saying anything. Hands up now, yes? If you agree. Okay, so good catch, good catch. All right, way to go. All right, let's cruise. Don't forget that, we're going to need that, all right? Let's get going here. Everybody have a measurement tool in hand. Okay? We're going to start with the worksheet. You've got a bunch of pictures in front of you on this worksheet. And what you may not know, you can read with me if you want or just listen, is that on the worksheet, each picture that you have there has been noted somewhere either in art or in nature, architecture, music, all of these basically are going to be art and figures, design, media design, to be somewhat exceptional. Somewhere out there in the world, someone has noted, hello, look at these, they're special. We need to figure out why. And I know you already have a hint on that. So what I want you to do in your groups right now is use your measurement tools that you've got, pardon me, Court, use your measurement tools that you have and measure these as accurately as possible, length measurement and width measurement, and then follow in the blanks, putting that ratio up where you always compare the, now listen to me because this will be your day right here. So again, order is key. Today we want to compare the longer first numerator to the shorter second denominator. If we mess that order up, we will miss some major information today. So what's the order again? Go. One more time. Okay, in that order, top to bottom. You got it? You're on. Go. I'm going to give you less than 5 minutes. Get a move on. Work with your neighbors, please. If you disagree on measurement, try to be as accurate as you can. Once you're done, you're going to end up reducing. So if you need a calculator, go for it, because there's going to be a lot of decimals today, a lot of irrationals. Holler if you have a question. If your group cannot agree, ask for help.
I'm going centimeters.
Again, you're going to need a calculator today, guys. So at least somebody in your group has to have one. Can I have your attention for just a second? Hold on. I'm hearing some good discussion because of yesterday and the day before, and Maddie brought it up today too. Trying to make it a pretty decimal, trying to make it a beautiful fraction. Today, that's not a concern. Today, that's not necessary. So I am okay today with you going ahead and grabbing the calculator after you set it up, typing it in as a division problem. Boom, tell me what you get as a decimal. Today, I want you to leave it as a decimal. Let's agree today, right now, to round up to the nearest tenth. All right, let's go. Keep going. About 3 more minutes or less. 3 minutes or less. You're not doing a proportion, you're just doing a ratio.
The inches, right?
The one on the bottom is inches, and this one here is centimeters, which would be more accurate to use.
Centimeters.
Yeah, good for. Go, go, go. Nice job. If your groups are not agreeing, if your members are not agreeing, you may be using different measurement, but your decimal might be the same. If you're using 1 centimeters and one's using inches, you might be getting different numbers, but your ratio will be the same.
What are we setting these equals to?
You're not going to do a proportion. You're going to end up doing just the ratio and reducing it. So we're not going to solve yet. We're getting there. All right. So once you get this, just grab let her use that tool or famous and see what you get when you reduce. Okay. So you got 1.5. Is that what you have? Okay. Now have you done the division then? Okay. Do that now, and let's just go ahead and put that decimal. If you did not hear me, what are we rounding to? 10. Thank you for listening.
Wait, so
You're overthinking it? Just type it in.
I think so. Wait, so 5 divided by 8.
5.8. Is that what you got? Wait, what'd you get for the longest side?
The long side 2.5.
Okay, so just type in that first. And then your division. So now what are you going to do? What's your smaller side?
5.8 is, or 5 divided by 8 is 0.65.
Wait, where'd you get 5? Hold on. Where'd you get 5 divided by 8?
I just got 1 inch and 5/8.
So you measure by inches?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 2.5 over 1 is what you're saying to me? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Over 1 and 5/8.
oh, misunderstood. So divided, okay, how are you going to do that?
So what I did first was I divided 5.8, and that's
Where did you get 5.8? If you
or
said
5
it,
divided by 8, because 5/8.
all right, I have a suggestion for you, so so that it doesn't drive you wacky. All right, where is? Let's get here. Use the boys. And boys, did you measure in inches also?
Yeah.
My suggestion is to look at the ruler or the protractor. What would be a more accurate measurement so we don't have to do this? Let's go there and tell me what happens when you're done. I'm going to give you 1 more minute. And then we'll discuss and see how much further we have to go. We may have to go further. Well, what's your longest measure? Did you do inches or centimeters? Okay. All right. So we're going to put in your calculator right now. I'm assuming I'm hoping you measured correctly. Beautiful. That's what I want. Move on. Yep. I've had a couple questions just to clear up. In interest of time, can I have your attention? Eyes up on me. And on me. and on the screen. In the interest of time, I want you to make sure that when you get down here, why don't you just measure the large logo? Let's ignore these for now. We can get back to those later if we need to. Just suggestion, out there, shout out. When people are measuring, some people are having difficulty with, when they're using their measurement tools, using the appropriate measurement. Which is more accurate, inches or centimeters? I would suggest using centimeters, so it doesn't drive you crazy. So did anybody measure this Toyota the long way? Okay, here's what I want you guys to do. Measure long, put it in the numerator. Measure short, put it in the denominator. Grab your calculator, hit division, tell me what decimal you get. So has anybody got the Toyota one yet? Okay, 1.5-ish. Anybody else? All right, can you continue? I'm going to extend your time a little bit. Let's see how many of these we can measure. Try to speed up your pace a bit. Long divided by short.
I measured all.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do long.
What do I do?
Well, you know what, let's just focus on interest of time on one of them. You want to use the big picture or you want to use the small one with the curl? Which one do you want to use? Which rectangle? It's your choice. Which rectangle you want to pick up? Okay, so we're going to use the big 6.4. Is that what I see you got?
Yeah, 6.4.
Numerator?
Yeah.
Numerator.
So,
Yep, right here. Yep, and denominator is going to be what?
4, right?
And grab your calculator. Tell me what you guys get.
1.6.
Boom, go. We're starting to find something out. What are you guys finding? By the time you get to the second one, ignore the letters, please. Go to the logo. They did. They measured this divided by this. You might get 1.6.
No, for this one.
No, they were measured. They probably used. I'm guessing. They may not have. A little adjustment. I need you back. Little adjustment. I need you back. Some of you are, while I love attention to precision, right now we're trying to do as best as we can here. So if it's not perfect, that's okay. You may not have gotten 1.5 when you measured. You may have gotten something else. I kind of can we bounce back to this first one because most of you are finished with this. We're really just measuring the long side, measuring a short, putting as a fraction, hitting our calculator, seeing what we got. So let's go to the first one. I'm really not too concerned right now, but did anybody do your ratio, hit the key, you get a number over here? What'd you get? When you divided, what'd you get on the first one? Anybody? 1.6. Okay. Did anybody finish the Toyota logo, the large one? Mason, what'd you get when you got done with your reducing? 1.6. Okay. All right. You may be a smidgen off. That is a mathematical term. You may be a small bit off. That's okay. We're measuring. All right. Our goal is to see what are we all leading to. What's this conversion point that we see? How many hands up? How many have had time to do Mona Lisa? Okay, I'm going to split the room up then a little bit, just in interest of time. Over here, on my right, your section, measure the Mona Lisa. Okay? In the center, you with me? Felicia, you with me? Parthenon. And I noticed, or you noticed that there's a bunch of rectangles in the Parthenon. Did you see that? All right. You choose which ones you want to measure. Some of you might want to measure the entire Parthenon. Some of you might want to go up here and measure this part of it. Your choice. In the center, you're hitting the Parthenon. Over here, turn the page. Over here, this is a picture, hard to see on the screen, better on your worksheet. This is Edvard Munch, okay? That's the scream, I'm sure you've seen it. You guys here are measuring the scream. Got it? Extending time, obviously. If you don't have time to do all of them, that's okay, that's why we're adjusting.
We need to measure only this.
No, you're going to measure the whole picture. Long.
Yeah.
By short. It's done. Holler if you have a question. Boys, you're kind of halfway in the middle, halfway left, so make your choice. You doing Mona Lisa? Okay. You doing Parthenon? Okay.
Let me go get a picture.
Here, I'll get you one.
And then you just divide it, 3.6 divided by 4.
Do your centimeters.
Still 3.5.
Which is gonna, it's supposed to be 1.6, but. Yeah, but it's supposed, I think it's supposed to be 1.6.
Are we okay up here? You good to go? Okay, what'd you guys get up here for the Parthenon? After you got done? Okay, all right. You guys got it? Anybody got it over here for the screen? 1.7-ish? What did you guys get on the screen in the back?
1.
Plain 1? That is not a square. What did you measure? Mister, what do you measure?
I actually did this one.
Measure this one. If you measure this, if you measure just his one picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Measure the whole poster.
Oh, okay.
Measure the whole poster. You're right. If you just measure the screen, it's a square. Felicia, finish up.
This big one to this one.
You're always going to compare one up at a time, but not jump and jump. Okay, so we've got the long side here and the short side here, or you could go long side here, short side here, or you could go long side here, short side here. I don't care which one. All right, here's what we're finding. Finish up. Come to the front with your eyes, please. What you have noticed, and I'm hearing discussions start to change and morph a little bit. What you're noticing is that we are all kind of centering around a certain number. 1.5-ish, 1.6-ish, and I'm even hearing people say, you know what, I think it's supposed to be 1.6. I had a person ask me, does this have anything to do with Fibonacci? Boom, you are there. What's occurring with all of these, the reason they're called exceptional, remarkable, our eye is drawn to it, all of these have a specific relationship, long divided by short. Their ratio will turn into the golden ratio. Ah. All of them. No conspiracy going on. It's just out there. Okay? So everywhere that we see, it is out there, this golden ratio. I want you to do me a favor. We'll get to this in a second here. Pardon me. Put down somewhere, either in your notes or on the worksheet, what this is called. It's called the golden ratio. It's also known as phi or phi. That's the Greek letter. The moment you've heard this, some of you should hear and say, yes, you've heard this before. The moment that you heard this, you're going to, if you're anything like me, and some of you are, you're going to start seeing it out there all the time and be like, oh, and you're going to try to see, is it 1.618? The ratio actually, as we see it, is 1.618. That ratio of comparing a rectangle, and look around the room, look around your desks, look, not right now, but look in your pockets, look in your backpack. There are so many things out there in the world that are related to the golden ratio. It's astounding, kind of crazy, kind of why I'm teaching math, just so you know. I'll share that story later. So what I want you to have down is make sure you know it's called the golden ratio. Make sure you understand it's typically deciding to do a long divided by a width, or a length divided by a width, long side, short side. It will, if it's there. Now, we're not going to push it if we don't need to, but if it's there, it'll be 1.618. I'm going to show you a very short video of a man named Matthew Cross, who explains in a very, very nice way how he sees this, where it is, so it can give you a little bit of inspiration for your next activity that we're going to do. I'm going to dim the lights a smidgen. Oops, time out. Sidebar. Technical difficulty. One moment.
I'm here to share a secret I learned at age 13, which transformed my life, my work as a Fortune 100 strategist. It catalyzed my self-education. This golden key to our genius and our connection is the golden ratio, also known as phi the divine proportion, the golden mean. It's nature's perfect proportion for bringing parts together in a greater whole. It manifests as the ratio 1.618 to 1. In the golden rectangle, the golden spiral, and star, in the ratio between the numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. The golden ratio guides matter and the movement of energy in the universe, from the golden spirals of galaxies to hurricanes, ocean waves, flower petals, and nautilus shells. It is the pattern of life. Atoms dancing in golden spirals, the geometry of our DNA, the proportions of our body, our golden spiral heartbeat. Everywhere we find the golden ratio at play. It's the proportion of beauty which can be enhanced in our face with the golden ratio eyebrow sculpting system developed by Anastasia of Beverly Hills. It's present in structures ancient and modern. That's Grand Central Station, lower left. Geniuses from Da Vinci to Einstein were fascinated by the golden ratio. It's present in the works of Steve Jobs and Team Apple, the music of the Beatles, Mozart's symphonies, and the greatest video of all time, Michael Jackson's Thriller. Plays a key role in the Da Vinci Code, Kiefer Sutherland's new series, Touch, and in the current worldwide smash single, Gautier and Kimbra's Somebody That I Used to Know. Everyone carries a golden rectangle in their wallet. It's used in stock market forecasting, in the Elliott wave, and in the Millionaire's Map abundance growth system. Twitter and many great websites use it as a constant in their design. It's found throughout the world in great art. To take great pictures with the Da Vinci Touch, download the free app Camera Awesome. It's awesome. It's nature's secret nutrient for health and longevity. Peak performance is an outcome. That's me after winning a race a few weeks ago using the Fibonacci-based training system. It is a constant in our connection with one another and with all life. I'll close with a quote from William Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Each of us carries an infinity of compassion, wisdom, and grace in the palms of our golden ratio hands. Now that you know the secret of this universal genius and connection activation factor, what gifts, what treasures will you discover and share to light the world for one and all? Thank you.
All right, so what we need to do now, Court, can you get the lights for me, or Claire, one of you? What we need to do now is we need to make sure that your eye can somewhat be trained a little bit. Now that you've measured, you understand that this rectangle that we're creating it's almost a 1-to-1, right? It's a little bit more than 1.5. So it's not quite a square. It's stretched out a little bit more. So it's like taking this side, putting it up here for the square, and then a little bit more than half of that. So get that shape in your head. Start looking around the room right now, because I'm going to have you move. On the worksheet, I asked you guys to measure 5 things. We're not going to have that time. Okay, so let's try for at least 2. Turn your page on your worksheet. We're going to go down here. I've provided enough information so if some of you are rocking and rolling on this, you can measure, go. You might have one person doing the measures and coming back and having somebody at the chair doing the division. You might all go together. Find a way to get at least 2 of these, if not more. I'll give you a little bit of time, not likely the 10 minutes. See if you can find in this room, in your pockets, in your backpacks, on the posters, on the wall, somewhere where you are, see if you can find a golden rectangle. If it doesn't work, that's okay. I still want your mistake on the page. All right? You may go. Let's do it. You may move around. Please get up and move around. That's why you have your tape measures. You may use anything you see in this room. The wall, the board. What's in your pocket? What's in your backpack? What's hanging up? Yep, I'll take them. Thank you, hon. Any screens that you want. You want me to freeze that, girls? Are you measuring the screen? Yeah, let me freeze it for you so that it doesn't go funky. Okay, you're on, girls. Holler if you have a question. I need more rocking and rolling. Are you guys all measuring things in your pocket? Okay, once you measure something in your pocket, I need you up and moving. Somebody get up and move from your group. Not all of you. Woo, woo! Told ya. Kind of amazing. People on my right, are you slow today? No movement over there? Hey, you guys, can you send somebody from your group to go walk around and measure? Thank you. It's not, but I want you to write that down anyway because we need to train our eye. So if you found the wrong one, you at least, when you're getting there, go ahead and write it down. If it's wrong, I want it down. Okay, I just want your eye going somewhere.
Does it have to be two different shapes? Would it be the same shape but like a different size?
So what do you think?
Rectangles like Manny sees?
Do one. I want you to just measure one at a time. Okay. We're just going to do a ratio. So just don't worry about the proportion right now. Just do one. Okay? It's all right. Thank you. Get a move on. Ooh, some of you are measuring interesting things.
No, I'm not doing a measure, so I'm telling you to hold it up and read it.
You may not get more than 2 done. Don't be disappointed.
You have to step on it.
Did it work? Boom! What did you measure? Yes? There you go. Woo! We're finding golden everywhere. We're golden. Is it working? You measuring people? I'm going to stop you in 1 minute, so if you want to measure one of the ones with measuring people, you might want to go back to your pods. Do you want to measure my suggestion? Go for it. Yes? Yeah, go. Yeah, here.
Yeah. Not the whole thing, just like one of the windows.
Go. You're it. You doing both of them or one? Felicia. Finish up, finish up, finish up. I know you're excited, but we got to cruise. Got more learning to do. Is it working?
30 and a half. Right, 30 and a half.
30 and a half.
Wait, are you measuring from? Oh, you measured. Did you start with 1, 2, 0?
Yeah, I put it
Yes or no?
No.
Do you see that? Can you see by your eye it's short? Now that you look at it? But good call. Good call. I wonder if the longer one is.
1.2.
Did you do the two together? Too long? All right, let's find our seats. Let's find our seats. All right, if you were listening, you heard some booms and bams out there, like we're cooking. Let's have a hand up for, again, mistakes are okay because it shows you that you're retraining your eye. So let's go to the center section, please. Hands up in the center. I just want a sharing of what you tried, what you noticed when you reduced the ratio. Anybody in the center? Mason? The screen of the calculator. So looking at your graphing calculator screen, let's be patient, have a seat. Length divided by width, 1.6. Pretty golden. Rashawn?
The ID, your ID.
Your ID, which is if you heard us over here, that was a big BAM over here because they discovered that. So you're starting to train your eye a little bit. That's good. Let's go to the right over here. Let's share over here. Kelsey? We measured our Game Boy and we got 1.76. So not perfectly golden, but very, very close. Very, very close. All right, let's do this to kind of conclude a little bit. We're getting close, I understand. And I know I've just fed you with a bunch of information there. So could you turn in your worksheet to the back page? Now that your minds have been fed a little bit and inspired, pardon me, and now that you know what it's called, you've understood that it's visible everywhere. You're going to go crazy today, I'm guessing, in the next few days, trying to figure out what the heck is going on out there. The first time I taught this, Phil, won't give you his last name, you may know him. He may be your father because I'm that old. He about this time stood up and said, "This is a conspiracy. There is no way. Someone planned this." Well, hello, it's been back from the beginning of the time at the Parthenon, and it's happening right now with your apple. I'm not sure about that. There's something planning going on there, but who knows what it is? Is it just our eye? Is it just what's happening in nature? Is that what we're drawn to? It's known as the most aesthetically pleasing ratio because the eye is drawn to it. So you're going to start seeing that around. Here's what we need to do, though. Let's see if we can look at these worksheets that we've got on the back and turn it into the beginning of the lesson. Let's read something here, know that we want the golden ratio, and try to manipulate our picture so that it turns into 1.618. So let's take a look at the first, may I please? Let's do the first one, example 1. Quiet time to read example 1, please. Okay, let's look up. Here we go, people. Set up the proportion like the beginning of the lesson, but turn it into the golden ratio. I need this long divided by short to turn into the golden ratio. So what do I need to do on the right side to balance my proportion? Kurt. Get her done. Well done, Kurt. Let's go. Grab your calculator tool, please. Tell me what that's going to be. Felicia? That's a good question. Can someone help out with her question? Why did we put it over 1? Yeah, we're trying, proportion means ratio on the left, ratio on the right. Ratios are top and bottom, numerator and denominator. Okay? If you forgot the 1, it would still work, wouldn't it, because of the identity? 24.7, our vote?
Do you always use 1?
Yep, you always are going to use 1 because you want to keep it that 1.618. I'm sorry, 24. 20 what?
I got something different.
Isn't it
64.72.
Okay, let's, hold on. Brakes on. 1 times x is x. 40 times 1.618. 64 point what? Enjoy your day. Leave your protractors and your things on the desk. Enjoy your weekend. Well done.